What if the mind you bring to bed is not the one you have to wake up with? You lie there in the dark, eyes closed, but the voice inside still running, replaying what was said, rewriting what you should have done, planning tomorrow before today has even ended, and beneath it all, a quiet exhaustion not from the day, but from carrying yourself through it. The night is not your enemy. And the restless mind before sleep is not a failure. It is the moment when effort fades, when the performance drops, when the grip you've held all day begins to loosen, and something truer becomes easier to notice. Most of us treat sleep as an escape, a shutdown, but what if it's actually a threshold, a doorway where the mind's conditioning becomes soft enough to reshape, not by force, but by finally letting it be seen? You don't need to fight the thoughts. You don't need to earn rest by fixing yourself first. What's asked of you is gentler than that. It's the willingness to stop holding, to stop defending, to let the weight of the day dissolve, not because you've solved it, but because you've stopped insisting it must be carried into the dark. Stay with me. What happens in these moments before sleep quietly rewires something essential. Breathe once, and let's begin. 1. Sleep is not escape. You think the mind gets louder at night because something is wrong, but it's not louder. It's just unguarded. All day you've been managing, deciding what to say and what to swallow, holding your face steady, moving through the world like someone who has it together. And beneath all of that, running quietly, constantly, is the effort it takes to keep yourself composed, to stay in control. Then the lights go out. The day releases you. And suddenly, without that scaffolding of busyness, without anywhere left to go, the mind you've been outrunning all day is simply there, waiting, not because it's punishing you, but because you finally stopped moving fast enough to outpace it. This is not a problem. This is the threshold. Most people treat sleep like an off switch, a refuge, a place to hide from the noise. But the mind doesn't shut down just because you want it to. And the body won't rest while you're still gripping the wheel, even in the dark. What you're calling insomnia is often just this: the refusal to let go while simultaneously demanding that rest arrive. Buddhism is precise here. It does not say the mind is the enemy. It says the mind, left to itself, will do what it has always done: spin, repeat, defend, predict. Not because it's broken, but because that's what an unexamined mind does. And at night, when there's nothing left to distract it, you finally hear how loud that engine has been running all along. But here's what most people miss. That same unguarded state, the one that feels like chaos, is also the one where change becomes possible. Because the conscious controller, the one who has been deciding and managing and performing all day, is tired now. Its grip is weak. And in that weakening, the deeper patterns that have been steering you, the ones you didn't choose, the ones you inherited or learned or built in self-protection, those patterns become visible. And if they're visible, they can be touched, not fought, not solved, just seen. And when something is truly seen without resistance, it begins to lose its hold on you. You're not trying to escape the mind. You're learning to stop feeding it your belief. 2. You are not the mind. There's a voice in your head right now. You know the one. It's been with you so long you don't question it anymore. It comments. It rehearses conversations that already happened and ones that never will. And somewhere along the way, you began to believe that voice is you. But here's the thing. If that voice were really you, if those thoughts were yours in the way your hand is yours, you could stop them. Right now, you could tell the mind to be silent, and it would listen. You could decide not to think about the thing that's been circling since this morning, and it would simply stop. Try it. Just once. Tell the thought to leave. Command it the way you'd command your arm to lift or your eyes to close. It doesn't work, does it? The thought keeps going. It moves on its own. It arrives when it wants and leaves when it's done. You didn't call it. You can't control it. And yet you've spent your entire life believing it speaks for you. That its fears are your fears. That its judgments are your truth. This is where the suffering begins. Not in the thoughts themselves, but in the claim of ownership. In the belief that because a thought occurred inside your head, it must belong to you, must define you, must be defended, solved, or obeyed. Buddhism cuts through this, gently, but completely. It says, what arises without your consent cannot be who you are. You didn't choose to think about your mistakes at 2 a.m. You didn't volunteer for the loop of worry that starts the moment your head touches the pillow. It just began. On its own, like weather. And if it began on its own, then it is not you. It is something you are aware of. There is a difference. A vast one. The mind is a process. You are the space in which that process appears. And when you stop confusing the two, something shifts. Not dramatically, not all at once, but unmistakably, the thoughts keep coming, that doesn't change. But the grip loosens, because you're no longer trying to control something that was never yours to begin with. You're just watching. And in that watching, the exhaustion starts to drain away. 3. Awareness is already here. You've been trying to silence the mind, to make it stop, to finally have a moment of peace where nothing moves and nothing speaks. And every time it doesn't work, you believe the problem is you, that you're doing it wrong, that you're not disciplined enough, not calm enough, not spiritual enough. But you've been aiming at the wrong thing. The mind will always move. Thoughts will always arise. That's what minds do. Trying to stop them is like trying to stop the wind by standing very still. It's not that you're failing, it's that the task itself is backwards. What if the peace you're looking for isn't on the other side of a silent mind? What if it's already here, in the part of you that notices the noise? Right now, there's a thought passing through. Maybe about this script, maybe about something you need to do later, maybe something heavier. And behind that thought, beneath it, holding it, is something that hears it. Something that knows the thought is happening without becoming the thought, without joining it, without needing to solve it or make it go away. That is awareness, and it's been here the whole time. It doesn't argue, it doesn't panic, it doesn't believe the story the thought is telling. It just knows, quietly, steadily, the way the sky knows a cloud without becoming the cloud. A Zen monk was once asked, "When thoughts arise, what should I do?" He said, "See them." And that was all. Most people miss this because they're looking for something dramatic, a shift, a breakthrough, a moment when everything finally clicks and the mind goes blank and peace descends like a curtain. But awareness isn't an event. It's not something you achieve. It's what you already are, underneath the noise. The part of you that has been watching this whole time. And when you rest there, not by force, not by technique, just by noticing it's already present, the thoughts don't stop. But they lose their weight. They keep moving, but they stop mattering in the same way. Because you're no longer inside them. You're no longer tangled in their logic, their urgency, They're demands. You're just here, and they're just weather. This is what the tradition points to when it speaks of liberation. Not a mind without thoughts, but a you that is no longer imprisoned by them. 4. Non-resistance weakens thought. You've been fighting your thoughts like they're intruders, like if you just push hard enough, concentrate deeply enough, they'll finally give up and leave you alone. And every night, the same thing happens. The harder you try to stop thinking, the louder the thoughts become. The more you resist, the more the mind digs in. This is not a flaw in you. It's how resistance works. The mind interprets effort as danger. When you clench against a thought, when you tell yourself it shouldn't be here, when you grip your attention and try to force it somewhere else, the nervous system reads that as a signal. Something is wrong. Something must be protected against. Stay alert. Stay ready. And so the body tightens, the breath shortens, and the very thoughts you're trying to escape loop back, stronger than before. You've turned the mind into an opponent. And the mind always wins that fight. Not because it's more powerful, but because fighting it is what keeps it alive. But here's what happens when you stop. Not stop thinking you can't, but stop resisting. Stop the commentary. Stop the inner argument about whether the thought should be here or not. Just let it be there. The way you let a car pass on the street outside your window. You hear it, you notice it, and then it's gone. You didn't fight the sound. You didn't try to make it quieter. You just let it move through. Thoughts are the same. When they're not resisted, they weaken on their own. Not because you did something right, but because without your energy feeding them, without your fear, your frustration, your urgency, they have nothing to hold on to. They arise, they shimmer for a moment, and they dissolve. Like breath on glass. Let that land. The nervous system learns from this, slowly, quietly. It begins to understand that thoughts are not emergencies, that the voice in your head is not a threat that needs to be managed. And as that understanding deepens, the body softens, the breath steadies, and the space between you and the thought widens. This is not a technique. It's a kind of trust, a willingness to let things be exactly as they are without needing to fix them. And in that willingness, the exhaustion that comes from constant control begins to lift, not because you defeated the mind, but because you finally stopped going to war with it. 5. Craving is the engine of wakefulness. There's a reason the same thoughts circle back every night. You think it's because the problem hasn't been solved yet. Because if you could just figure it out, if you could find the right answer, the perfect response, the way to undo what happened or control what's coming, then the mind would finally rest. But that's not what's happening. What keeps you awake is not the thought itself. It's the belief that thinking will save you. You replay the conversation because some part of you believes that if you review it enough times, you'll find the version where you said the right thing and everything turned out differently. You plan tomorrow in obsessive detail because you believe that if you anticipate every variable, you can prevent disaster. You criticize yourself because you believe that if you punish yourself enough, you'll finally become someone who doesn't make mistakes. And beneath all of it, quiet, unnoticed, relentless, is a single demand. Reality must be different than it is for me to be okay. This is craving. Not in the way most people understand it, not desire for pleasure or comfort, but a deeper insistence, a refusal to let things be as they are, a belief that peace is conditional, that it can only arrive once the world rearranges itself to match your preferences. And as long as that demand is running, the mind will not rest. Because thinking feels like action, like progress, like you're doing something to close the gap between what is and what should be. But you're not closing anything. You're just spinning in place, feeding the illusion that control is still possible. Buddhism is unflinchingly honest here. It says the problem is not the external situation. The problem is the hidden contract you've written. I will be at peace when the mistake is undone, when the future is secured, when I am finally good enough, when others see me the way I need to be seen. But that when never arrives, because the craving isn't actually about the circumstances. It's about the refusal to meet life as it already is. And the moment you see that, not as philosophy, but as lived truth, the machinery begins to slow. Not because you've solved anything, not because reality has changed, but because you've stopped asking it to be the prerequisite for your peace. The demand falls away, and without it, the mind has nothing left to grip. 6. Seeing the demand softens the body. You've been carrying something all day, not in your hands, not on your shoulders, somewhere deeper, a tension that doesn't quite have a name. And at night, when everything else goes quiet, that tension is still there, humming beneath the surface, waiting. Most people think it's stress, or anxiety, or the residue of a hard day. But if you look closely, if you actually stop and feel into what's holding you tight, you'll notice something specific, a shape to it, a direction. It's not just tension. It's want. You want certainty about tomorrow. You want control over what someone thinks of you. You want reassurance that you made the right choice, that you're enough, that things will work out. And because you can't have those things, not really, not in any lasting way, the body stays braced, ready, holding. Because as long as the wanting is there, rest feels dangerous, like giving up, like letting something slip that you can't afford to lose. But here's what happens when you finally see it. Not think about it, not analyze it, but actually see the demand running underneath the noise. When you catch yourself mid-loop and realize, oh, I'm not trying to solve this problem. I'm trying to make reality promise me something it never will. The body exhales, not because you decided to relax, not because you practiced a technique or visualized something soothing, but because the system itself recognizes the futility. It sees that no amount of mental effort will ever deliver the guarantee you're asking for. And in that seeing, the struggle pauses. No need to do anything with that. Your breathing deepens on its own. The grip in your chest loosens. The tightness in your jaw releases. Not because life suddenly got easier, not because the problem was solved or the fear disappeared, but because you stopped asking the impossible. This is what the tradition calls cessation. Not the end of thinking, not the absence of difficulty, but the momentary dropping of the demand that reality be different before you're allowed to rest. And in that gap, brief, quiet, easily missed peace doesn't arrive as a reward. It reveals itself as what was already here. Underneath the wanting, underneath the bracing, waiting the whole time for you to stop insisting it come from somewhere else. 7. Impermanence as direct experience. Notice this first. Even now, something inside you is changing. Maybe a thought has already shifted. Maybe the breath has moved. Maybe the tension has a different shape than it did a moment ago. You've been taught that if something is painful, you need to do something about it, fix it, process it, work through it, release it. And if you can't do any of those things, then at least distract yourself until it fades. But what if you just watched, not passively, not helplessly, but with genuine curiosity? What if you stayed still long enough to see what actually happens to a thought when you stop interfering with it? Right now, there's probably something present, a worry, a tension, a low hum of unease. It feels solid, permanent, like it's been there forever and will stay forever unless you do something to make it leave. But stay with it. Just for a moment. Don't push it away. Don't try to understand it or solve it. Just let it be there. And watch. What you'll notice, if you're patient, is that it moves. On its own, without your help. The intensity shifts. The shape changes. Something that felt unbearable 30 seconds ago softens at the edges. Not because you managed it, but because that's what everything does. It rises, it peaks, it fades, and then something else arrives. This is impermanence. Not as a concept, not as something you believe in or agree with, but as lived reality, as direct, undeniable experience. Everything internal, every thought, every emotion, every sensation has a lifespan. It appears, it moves through, it dissolves, and none of it requires your permission or your effort. The fear you feel at night is not permanent. The regret is not permanent. The restlessness is not permanent. They feel permanent because you've been holding them, feeding them, treating them like solid things that must be managed or escaped. But when you stop gripping, when you stop turning them into problems that need solving, they do what they were always going to do. They change. And when you see this enough times, something fundamental shifts in the nervous system. Not a belief, not a hope, but a deep cellular knowing. You are not trapped. Nothing internal is a prison, because everything that arises passes, whether you control it or not, whether you fix it or not, whether you understand it or not. The body learns this in a way the mind never could. And when it does, fear stops being the emergency it once was, because you've seen, again and again, that nothing stays, not even the things you thought would destroy you. 8. Exhaustion comes from resisting reality. There's a conversation you keep having in the dark, not with anyone else, with what already happened. You replay the moment, the thing you said, the thing they did, and somewhere in the middle of the loop, you start negotiating. If only I had said this instead. If only they had understood. If only it had gone differently. And for a few seconds, in the privacy of your own mind, you rewrite it, you fix it, you make it turn out the way it should have. And then reality returns, unchanged, unmoved, exactly as it was. And you're more exhausted than before. This is not grief. Grief is clean. It honors what was lost. It sits with what hurts. But this endless inner argument with the past is something else. It's the refusal to let things be as they are. The belief that if you think about it long enough, hard enough, you can somehow undo it, redo it, make it right. But you can't. And the body knows this. Even when the mind won't admit it. Every time you resist what has already happened, you're asking your nervous system to stay mobilized, to stay ready, to keep fighting a battle that ended hours, days, sometimes years ago. And the body obeys, because it doesn't know the difference between a real threat and the memory of one, between something happening now and something you're replaying in your head. So it stays tense, alert, braced, even though there's nothing left to do. Buddhism makes a sharp distinction here. It says, pain is real, suffering is what you add to it. The event hurt, that's not in question. But the exhaustion you feel now is not from the event itself. It's from the refusal to stop rehearsing it, from the insistence that it should have been different, from the argument you're still having with a past that cannot hear you. The moment you stop negotiating, not because you've forgiven, not because you've made peace, but simply because you've seen that the argument itself is the weight the body receives, a signal it's been waiting for. The battle is over. And when the battle is over, even if nothing else has changed, even if the pain is still present, the system can finally rest. Because rest was never about the absence of pain, it was about the end of resistance. 9. The self is an energy-consuming construction. All day, you've been someone. Not in the way a tree is a tree or a stone is a stone, but in the way a performance is maintained. You've been the version of yourself that others expect, the one who has it together, the one who responds appropriately, the one who knows what to say and when to say it, and how to hold your face so no one sees the gap between what you're showing and what you're feeling. And it costs something, every moment of it. Energy you don't even notice you're spending because you've been spending it for so long it feels like breathing. But then the day ends, the lights go out, there's no one left to perform for, no audience, no mirror, no one watching, and yet the machinery keeps running. You lie there in the dark, and some part of you is still holding the shape, still maintaining the identity, still defending the story of who you are, what you've done, what you should have done differently, what you need to prove tomorrow. It doesn't stop just because the stage is empty, because the self you've built isn't a fact, it's a construction, and constructions require constant upkeep. Buddhism sees this with uncomfortable clarity. It says, the self you defend is not solid. It's not a thing you are, it's a process. A habit of organizing experience into me and mine, my reputation, my mistakes, my value, my worthiness. And that organizing takes effort. Constant, exhausting, invisible effort. At night, that effort has nowhere useful to go. There's no task to complete, no impression to manage, no identity to prove. And yet the system keeps working, reviewing, justifying, protecting, anticipating how you'll show up tomorrow, so the self remains intact. And as long as that's happening, the body cannot rest. Because rest requires release. And you can't release what you're still holding up. This isn't about transcending the ego or dissolving into oneness. It's simpler than that. It's just noticing that the person you've been all day, the one you've carefully maintained, adjusted, defended, doesn't need to be carried into the night. You can set it down. Not forever, not as some spiritual achievement, just for now. Because when the role is released, even temporarily, the energy that was holding it returns. And that energy, freed from the work of self-maintenance, becomes rest. 10. Fear of losing control keeps the mind awake. You've already crossed this threshold more times than you can count, and yet tonight the fear returns as if it's new. The quiet belief, if I let go completely, something terrible will happen. So you stay vigilant. Even in the dark, even when there's nothing left to manage, you monitor your thoughts. You track your breathing. You check whether you're falling asleep yet. And in the checking, you wake yourself up again. Because some part of you has decided that surrender is dangerous. That if you're not watching, if you're not in control, you'll fall into something you can't come back from. But here's the truth you keep forgetting. You've already let go 1,000 times. Every single night of your life. Sleep is not something you do. It's something that happens when you stop doing, when effort falls away, when control dissolves. And every morning you return, intact, unchanged. Nothing catastrophic occurred. No disaster struck. You didn't lose yourself in the letting go. You simply rested. And yet tonight, the fear is back. As if the proof of 10,000 safe releases means nothing. As if your nervous system has never learned that this particular threshold, the one between wakefulness and sleep, is not the edge of a cliff. Buddhism doesn't tell you to trust. It tells you to look, to see what is already true. You've been unconscious for hours at a time, night after night, year after year, and each time life continued. Your body kept breathing. Your heart kept beating. The world didn't require your supervision. And when you woke, you were still here. This is not philosophy. This is evidence, direct, repeatable, undeniable. The fear of letting go is a story the mind tells because it believes its own vigilance is what keeps you safe. But the body already knows better. It has released 1,000 times without permission, without technique, without needing to be convinced. It knows, in a way deeper than thought, that letting go is not the danger. Holding on is. And when you see this not as an idea, but as lived truth, the grip begins to soften. Not because you've been reassured, but because you've remembered what you've already proven every night of your life, without even trying. 11. What you feed before sleep shapes the mind. The last thing you think about before sleep is not where the mind stops. It's where the mind begins to build. Most people believe sleep is a reset. That consciousness shuts down, the slate is wiped clean, and you wake up neutral. But the brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't erase. It consolidates. It takes what was repeated, what was felt, thought, rehearsed, and deepens the groove, turns pattern into structure, turns habit into identity. So when you fall asleep replaying your failures, the brain doesn't categorize that as temporary distress. It registers it as truth, as something worth remembering, worth strengthening. And when you wake, that tone is already there. But as the baseline you're starting from, you've been doing this for years without realizing it, falling asleep mid-criticism, mid-worry, mid-negotiation, with a past that won't change or a future you can't control. And every time, the mind takes that texture and weaves it a little deeper into the way you meet the world. This is not your fault, but it is your experience. And the reversal is simpler than you think. You don't need to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. You don't need to affirm or visualize or convince yourself of anything. You just need to stop attacking yourself long enough for the brain to notice the absence. Non-hostility is not a practice. It's a withdrawal of aggression. It's the quiet decision to stop treating your own mind like an enemy territory that must be conquered before you're allowed to rest. To stop reviewing your mistakes as if punishment will undo them. To stop rehearsing tomorrow as if fear will prepare you. When you lie down, and there's no war happening inside, no judgment, no fixing, no demanding that you be different, the nervous system receives a signal it rarely gets during waking hours. Safety. Not because life is perfect, not because you've finally gotten it right, but because, for this moment, you've stopped insisting something is wrong with you. And that signal, quiet, unforced, repeated night after night, becomes the conditioning. Not through effort, not through discipline, but through the simple, radical act of letting yourself exist without hostility. The mind you wake up with is the one you fell asleep building, and you get to choose what you feed it in the dark. 12. Letting go is not an action. You've been trying so hard to let go that you've turned letting go into a task. You lie there and tell yourself to relax. Then you check. Am I relaxed yet? You focus on your breath. Then you wonder, am I doing this right? You try to clear your mind. Then you notice it's still full and feel like you've failed again. And all of it, every attempt, every adjustment, every evaluation, is effort. Subtle, well-intentioned, but still effort. And effort, no matter how gentle, keeps the system engaged. Keeps you in the driver's seat. Keeps you managing. But sleep doesn't respond to management. It only arrives when management stops. This is the contradiction most people never see. They want rest, so they work at it. They want surrender, so they strive for it. They want to let go, so they grip tighter to the idea of letting go. And the whole time, the very trying is what's preventing the thing they're trying to reach. Letting go is not something you do. It's what remains when you stop doing. When you stop checking whether it's working. When you stop adjusting your position to find the perfect angle. When you stop monitoring your thoughts to see if they're quieting down yet. When you stop treating rest like a goal that must be achieved and sleep like a test you can pass or fail. The body already knows how to rest. It's done it 1,000 times. It doesn't need instruction. It doesn't need technique. It just needs you to stop interfering. And the interference is so quiet, you barely notice it. It's the small mental hand that keeps reaching in to adjust, to fix, to optimize. The voice that says, this isn't working, or I should try something else, or maybe if I just... But every time that hand reaches in, you're pulling yourself back from the edge. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because you're still doing. Sleep happens in the gap between efforts. In the space where you've stopped trying to make it happen and haven't yet started trying again. It's not a skill. It's not an achievement. It's just what's left when you finally, quietly, stop. And the moment you realize you don't have to do anything, that in fact, doing anything is the obstacle the door can open on its own. 13. You don't need to fix yourself to rest. There's a quiet rule you've been living by. You don't say it out loud. You might not even know it's there. But it runs underneath everything, shaping the way you move through your nights. The rule is this: I have to fix myself before I'm allowed to rest. You tell yourself that once you've dealt with the anxiety, processed the regret, solved the problem, become calmer, stronger, more disciplined, then you'll be able to sleep. Then you'll deserve peace. But not yet. Not while you're still like this. Not while there's still so much wrong. And so, rest becomes conditional. A prize. Something you have to earn by finally becoming the version of yourself that no longer struggles. But that version doesn't exist. And the waiting for it is what's crushing you. Buddhism cuts through this with a precision that can feel almost harsh. It says, the belief that something is fundamentally wrong with you is not true. It is a thought. And that thought, repeated and believed, becomes the suffering, not your flaws, not your failures, but the story that you are broken and must be repaired before you're allowed to be at peace. You've been carrying this story for so long, it feels like gravity, like a fact of life. But it's not a fact. It's a conviction. And convictions, no matter how old or how loud, can be seen through. What if you didn't need to improve? What if rest wasn't something you earned, but something that's already here, buried under the weight of self-judgment, but here nonetheless? This doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It doesn't mean spiritual bypassing or toxic positivity. It means seeing clearly that the exhaustion you feel is not from being imperfect. It's from the constant, relentless attack on your own imperfection. From treating yourself like a problem that must be solved before you're allowed to exist without shame. Peace doesn't arrive when you finally fix yourself. It appears when you stop demanding that you be fixed in the first place. And the moment that demand drops, not because you've transcended it, not because you've become enlightened, but simply because you've seen that it was never true, the body exhales, the tension releases. Not because you earned it, but because you stopped withholding it from yourself. You were always allowed to rest. You just forgot. 14. Nothing needs to be held in the dark. You're holding something right now. Even if your hands are empty, even if your body is still, it's there. In the tightness behind your eyes, in the shallow way you're breathing, in the thought that won't stop circling. You're holding it like it's something that must be carried, like if you set it down, it will be lost. Or worse, it will prove you didn't care enough. But it's night now. And at night, there's no audience for your carrying. No one to witness your loyalty to the weight. No proof required. No performance necessary. The day has ended. The roles have been set aside. Not because you want to, but because you've forgotten how to stop. What if you just opened your hands? Not symbolically, not as a meditation technique, just literally stopped gripping, stopped rehearsing, stopped defending, stopped justifying. Let the thought sit there without feeding it. Let the worry exist without solving it. Let the regret remain without rewriting it. Most people think letting go means pushing something away, getting rid of it, resolving it. But that's still effort, still interference, still a form of holding, just in the opposite direction. Letting go is quieter than that. It's not an action, it's an absence. The absence of the grip. The absence of the insistence that this thing, whatever it is, must be carried into the next moment. And here's what happens when you stop holding without also pushing away. The thing you were carrying doesn't stay solid. It softens. It loses its edges. It stops feeling like a fact and starts feeling like weather. Still present, maybe, but no longer dominating, no longer defining the whole night. Buddhism has a word for this: equanimity. But the word doesn't capture it. It's not a state you achieve. It's what remains when holding stops. When the exhausting belief that you must do something with every thought, every feeling, every piece of the day that didn't go right. When that belief finally pauses. You don't need peace first in order to let go. Letting go is what allows peace to surface. It was always underneath. You were just covering it with effort. And the night, this quiet, witnessless dark, is where you're finally allowed to see that nothing you're holding is so precious it must be carried till morning. Set it down. Not forever. Just for now. So, here we are. The room is quiet. Maybe the light has changed since you started listening. Maybe your breathing has softened without you noticing. Or maybe nothing feels different yet, and that's okay too. What we've been sitting with tonight isn't something you need to memorize or master. It's not a technique. It's a returning, a quiet undoing of the habits that have kept you awake, not just at night, but in the way you meet yourself every day. You've been carrying the belief that thoughts are orders, that resistance is protection, that peace will only arrive once everything is fixed. And somewhere in the listening, maybe you saw, just for a moment, that none of that was ever true, that the mind has been running on old instructions, and that you, the one aware of all of it, were never the problem. This doesn't solve everything. The thoughts will return, the weight will try to reassert itself, but something has shifted. You've seen the gap between awareness and belief. And once that gap is seen, it doesn't close. Sleep, when it comes, is not the goal. It's just what happens when you stop insisting you must earn it. And waking life, when it continues, becomes a little less heavy, not because the world has changed, but because you've stopped adding your resistance to it. If something here settled in you, even quietly, you can leave a word below. Just one, whatever surfaced. Or save this for a night when you need to remember that rest was never about perfection. It was always about release. And if someone you hold in your heart feels tired in the way that doesn't show, you can keep them in mind tonight. Thank you for sitting with me. Until we meet again in the quiet.